So now if I want to work on it, if I want to increase the faith, I have to also simultaneously understand some techniques and skills. So if I want to work on my potentials, now there are two things that are very important for it. Creation is possible. Potentials, working on potentials is possible. But to create that, there are two most important things. What it could be? Who is responsible for the creation? Creation is possible, but it can occur only if you own the responsibility for that. It is not going to happen by itself. You get this? So Swadhyay is not going to help you if you don't simultaneously take the responsibility for whatever follows that knowledge. Knowledge is one thing, awareness is one thing. But if you want to work on the potentials, you will have to take some responsibility for it. Now, responsibility is a very small word. As we go on further, we'll see the various implications of this responsibility. But today, let us try to understand it from three simple things. Why is it my responsibility? Okay? So, first thing, whose life is this? Right? So this is my life. So if this is my life, then whose problems are these? These are my problems. So whose responsibility is it? Yours. I've got nothing to do with it. If it is your problem, then you are supposed to work on it. Nobody else can help you in that. And what do we do in life? We always point the finger outwards. Right? So which is why at the Yoga Institute also Hansaji keeps on repeating it. Where should be the finger pointed? Always towards myself. If I have a problem, then there is something from my side which is occurring, some responsibility that I am not able to take. Now again I am saying responsibility is a very complex word. Slowly as we proceed ahead, we will be able to understand where we are failing in our responsibility. Okay? But the moment I am not able to understand my responsibility, I am not able to fulfill my responsibility, what is the easiest way? I point the finger outwards. You do this for me. Because you are not doing this, I am into this problem. Right? Okay. So this is the first thing. Now second important thing. How many of you want to grow in life? Sure? Okay, fine. How? Or rather than how, the question is where? Which aspect of your life do you want to grow? So if we see, when I talk in terms of growth, along with that I need a direction. Okay? So how do I get a direction for my growth? How do I find the direction of my growth? Let me give an example. How many of you like to travel? Okay, so next time you say, oh, I'm going to travel. Just say the word, I'm going to travel. Will you end up traveling anywhere? So, how do you actually make that happen? You make a plan regarding that. Now, first of all, you decide, okay, when I'm going to travel, where am I going to travel, how many days, where I'm going to stay, what I'm going to see over there. You start planning various things. So, only when that plan is complete, then you end up creating that plan of traveling. Right? So by itself, the word travel is a very vague word. It does not mean anything. Similarly, when we use the word grow, it is a very vague word. It does not mean anything. I have to find out the area in which I have to grow. So the question is, how am I going to find out which area in my life I am going to grow? So tell me, how are you going to grow? Where are you going to grow? Anything in your life that can give you a direction of this growth. Yes? There is something which life is giving you which can easily make you grow. But you are missing that. It's always there with you. It's always pointing. Come on, come on. This is something you do this, work on this, and you will grow. Okay, emotions. Now, how do you identify your emotions? Now, there are so many. Throughout the day, there are so many reactions. There are so many responses. What is it that? What is that thing which can make those emotions stand out? Yes, come on. Frustrations. Okay, that is one thing. So, okay, what are frustrations related with? Anything that we say to that situation, wherever I'm frustrated, wherever I'm anxious, do I use a particular word for that? Stress. Now, this is something I learned from one of my teacher in college, medical college. He always used to do that. He will write one word. It should create a suspense. We like that, so I'm just using it. Yeah. What are problems? What are problems? A situation which basically disturbs us, makes us uncomfortable. Right? Now, if you go a bit further, is it possible or can we see that there is a problem because of something about me? Can a problem tell me something about my sensitivities? Can a problem tell me something about my limitations? Can a problem tell me something about the mistakes that I'm doing in my life? So, in general, can a problem point to something about you which is not working? Right? Now, if I work on that, if I do a Swadhyay on my problem, will I be able to identify these weaknesses, sensitivities, limitations, and then be able to work on that? And if I'm able to work on that, is it possible that my problem gets resolved? But at the same time, if my problem is gone away, therefore my limitations, my sensitivities, my weaknesses, if they have gone away, have I grown to some level? Yes? So can you see that somewhere down the line, our problems can actually contribute to our growth? Now, this is what we miss about our problems. How is our approach towards our problems? How do we see them usually? We see them as something very bad, something which is unwanted. Right? Now, this is what we discussed in Sudoku. In Sudoku, when we said there are some open clues, the numbers which are placed over there. Okay, these are the open clues and I just go by that. But there is one hidden clue, the rules. And how do we approach the rules? We see the rules as binding, something restricting. Oh, why are so many rules put over here? But actually, the rules are helping you. Similarly, when we talk in terms of our life, the problems are there actually to help you. If you really want to grow. But the moment we get a problem, we develop a negative attitude towards it. Oh, this is something very bad. Why do I have a problem? Right? So, actually speaking, what is the problem? It is an opportunity for me to grow. So again, who wants to grow? I'm going to keep on asking this question. If it changes, so I should know. Huh? Yes, tell me, raise your hands. How many of you want to grow in life? Okay, it's again a exercise to keep you, stop you from dozing. Okay, fine. So if I want to grow, who's supposed to take the opportunities? So who should be responsible for that? So if you want to grow, then you will have to take the opportunities, and therefore it is your responsibility to work on your problems. Okay? In Sankhya Yoga, there is a concept called as Chandra Shakha Nyaya, or a moon branch analogy. It is something like this. Now suppose you are out in the open. It's a dark night, slightly cloudy night. Not too much of cloud, but slightly cloudy night. And it's the first crescent of the moon. Okay? In Indian language, Hindi, we call it Prathama, suppose. The first crescent. So there is a very thin crescent of the moon somewhere in the sky, and you are out there with one of your friends. Okay? So you happen to see the moon, and then you want to point it out to your friend. So you call your friend and say, look at the moon. But because there are clouds around, your friend is not able to see that moon. So what do? You take your friend towards a tree. Make him stand near a tree. Okay? And then say, okay, just look at this tree. Can you see the tree going up? Now you see the two branches? Yes. Okay, just follow that left branch. Now just keep on going ahead. Can you see it again divided into three branches? Okay, now just take the middle branch. Okay, just go up over there. Can you see a flower or that fruit over there? Yes, I can see that. Okay, now stand over here. Look at that fruit. And then go straight ahead in that line. Can you see the moon now? Do we do this?
Yeah.
Right? So over here, what is the purpose?
To guide
What is it that I want to identify? What is it that I want my friend to see? So what is the goal? The moon. See the moon. And what is the tree over here?
guiding
Tree is just a guide over there. The tree is just a technique which helps me locate the moon. So where should be my focus? On the tree or the moon? Right? But then many times, suppose what happens? We keep on fighting with our friend. Okay, so suppose I fight with my friend. Why did you bring me towards this tree? This is a peepal tree. This is inauspicious. You should have taken me to that tree. There is a mango tree. Right? Then why did you say the left branch? Left again is inauspicious. You should have showed me the right branch. Looks absurd. Can I fight over my friend just for which tree he or she selected for me? What was the main goal? See the moon. Whether it is this tree or that tree, whether it is basically this branch, right branch or left branch, whether it is a fruit or a dry twig or whatever it is, that is immaterial. And what do we do on keep on doing in life? We get lost in the tree. Why this problem? Why only me? Why only my wife behaving with me like this? It is not about that situation. That situation is trying to tell you something about yourself. The problem is we get lost in that tree, in that technique, in that tool which is supposed to guide us something about ourselves. Right? And then therefore, what do I try to keep on changing? I try to keep on changing something about that person. Oh, you don't talk like this to me. You don't behave like this to me. Because where have I pointed the finger? It is about the other person. No, it is not about the other person. It is about my expectation. It is about my sensitivity. The person, the situation is just helping me identify, knowingly, unknowingly, I don't know. So if we believe in a greater plan, the person has been planted in my life just to help me identify what my faults are, what my weaknesses are. The person has got nothing to do with it. And which is why therefore what happens, I try to force the other person, don't talk to me in this tone. Now you are a good friend of mine, Victoria is a good friend, so she says, okay, fine, I'll talk to him in a nice way. So now she behaves nicely with me. My problem is resolved? No. I have so many other friends, no? So again, suppose she talks to me in a particular tone. Again, what do I say to her? No, 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 don't talk to me like this. So what am I doing? I'm trying to change her, I'm trying to change her, I'm trying to change him, I'm trying to change everybody in the world. And that is where basically I lose the track. I try changing the world. But suppose I work on that one sensitivity within myself. Now does it bother me how you talk to me? That's your life, that's your problem. You are getting angry, that's your problem. It doesn't bother me now. Do you get this? So the moment we work on ourselves, the world doesn't have or we don't have a problem with the world now. And then I don't feel the need to change anything about the world. But when I'm not able to take this opportunity for myself, then instead of working on myself, what do I keep on doing? I keep the finger pointed outside. I try to keep on changing something about the world, and it's a never-ending story. Am I growing in this? Okay, so again, how many of you want to grow?
I don't want to go.
So you don't want to grow, fine. Okay, you can keep a bottle or something over here then, just as a point. Okay, so if I want to grow, who's supposed to take the opportunity? I'm supposed to take the opportunity, as simple as that. Right? Lastly, a slightly difficult thing to understand. My contribution. Whenever there is a problem, there is some or the other contribution from my side to that situation. I'm contributing to my problem in some way or the other. Now these contributions can be seen in terms of my actions, or my inactions. Either I'm doing something which is contributing to my problem, or I'm not doing something that is necessary. In both ways, it is my responsibility. And if I don't work on that, my problem is going to continue. Okay? It's like I'm just waiting for the problem to get resolved by itself. But I'm not taking any active step towards it. It's your choice. I'm not saying your problem won't get resolved. It may get resolved also. I don't know what God has planned for you. So maybe the plan is that, okay, the problem was supposed to be there only for 3-4 years. It may get resolved also. But basically, you have not created that. Understand this. If the situation gets resolved by itself, you have not done anything actively about it. You cannot own responsibility for that. It is not your creation. Do you get this? So in a sense, if I really want to work upon something, if I want to work on some potentials for myself, then I'm supposed to work on my contributions. So for example, a simple thing over here, for most of the things we can understand it, that in a sense, suppose the relation is not working with my spouse, then I would say, okay, I have a fight with my spouse, husband or wife, whatever it may be. What is my contribution? Oh, I talk in a loud tone. I sometimes use a nasty word. That is my contribution. Can I reduce my contribution? And if I reduce my contribution, maybe the relation can work. Okay, the other person also talks nastily. That is her contribution. That's fine. What is it that I am doing? Am I being patient? Am I being persistent in my effort? The other person can also change. Who's doing the Swadhyay? If I'm doing the Swadhyay, then who's better trained? Then who's supposed to take the responsibility? Right? So if you are over here, I can guide you only. I cannot tell you how to change your husband or your wife. I can teach you how you can take a responsibility. I can teach you basically how you can create a better life for yourself. But for that, you will have to take the responsibility of working on your contributions. And this is again basically, we'll see that later on, this contributes to our comfort zones. We are so much comfortable. No. His responsibility only. I can't help you. You keep on complaining, you keep on wishing for a better life. If it happens, fine. If your husband works for you, if he does the Swadhyay, if your wife does the Swadhyay, whatever it is. So whoever has a complaint, you have a complaint, going back to the first rule. You have a problem, you work on yourself. You need to take the responsibility. You have to grow. And then you have to work on your contributions. You can't expect the other person to do that for you. You get this? So when we say responsibility, let us understand one important thing over here. Responsibility is possible only for adults. So this program is only for adults. And what do you mean by an adult? Is it a chronological age? On one side, yes, it is a chronological age. Usually we identify an adult as an 18 years. But believe me, there are children, technically, who have done this program at the age of 15 years also, because they feel more responsible towards themselves. So usually we don't allow children to do this program, but in certain cases the child says, no, I want to be more responsible for myself in some limited way or the other. Fine, you can do this. But technically, who's responsible for the child? The parents are responsible. So if the child has a problem, at least I don't counsel the child, I counsel the parents, because the parents are more responsible. So that is according to the age. That is one thing. The second thing is a sense of responsibility. So if you keep on disowning your responsibility, understand you are just behaving like a child. You are expecting the world to do something for you. You are not ready to own your responsibility. It's your choice. I cannot help you in that. Nobody can help you in that. The only one option remains, keep on praying. Fine. If it works, it's good. So this program is not about praying. It is about basically taking up a responsibility. Fine? Okay, so that is one thing, responsibility. But this responsibility has to be coupled with one more R. Risk. I am not guaranteeing you. This is not a guarantee card. 5 years warranty. Okay? We are doing a Swadhyay. We are owning up a responsibility. But even at a technical level, nothing in this world comes with a guarantee. Right? Let us try to understand this. It can be seen in two ways. One, from a spiritual point of view. Is risk-taking explained in spiritual terms? Any term for that? Yoga, Bhagavad Gita, so many things. What is it called? What is the term for risk-taking? Sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, first of all, repeaters are not supposed to answer. What is Ishwar Pranidhan? Surrender to the will of God. Is it mentioned something similar in the Bhagavad Gita? What is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita? Okay. I can take the responsibility of my action, but the result is not in my hands. There are other things which rule the results. Okay, so I do my Swadhyay. I understand my contribution. I put the effort of working on my contributions. That does not guarantee that the problem will get resolved. Either means two things. It is not supposed to go away, or maybe there is something that I've still missed. Okay, so what is in my hands? My responsibility is in my hands, results not in my hands, right? Is it mentioned in science? Risk taking, is it mentioned under science? In science we have something called as the rule of uncertainty or the law of unpredictability. What does it say? It says that in any situation you can never make a prediction with certainty. You can never predict anything with certainty. So prediction is a result, no, this is going to happen. Why? So let us take an example again over here. Heard about NASA? ISRO, NASA, the space organizations. Okay, so they have these satellite launches. So they do a study of the weather, of the satellite, of the launch vehicles and everything, and they plan a particular satellite launch, right, based on particular studies. At the beginning of the launch, can they give 100% prediction that this launch is going to be successful? Why? Science. No spirituality. Why can't they predict? Because science believes that there are infinite factors which can affect the results. Which, because they are infinite, I cannot predict them. Does it stop them from taking a responsibility? They still take their chances. And then what happens when they take a chance? Now sometimes it fails. Right? Now what is the approach of science on failures? Science studies failures. For science, a failure means there is something that I have missed out. Something that I was not aware about. So the failure helps them understand something more which I have missed in my life. Okay, so again it's like an introspection of the entire process. So the same rule has to be applied for Swadhyay also. I do a Swadhyay, I work on certain contribution, I put an effort, it does not guarantee a successful result. Either because, so in a sense, in spirituality, what is the other extreme that spiritual people take? They say, oh, this is my destiny. This is my fate. So let me surrender everything. Now onwards, I'm not going to put any effort. Let me accept whatever is happening. That is one approach. So over there, the Swadhyay ends. Okay, because in a sense, if I don't want to put an effort, so what is the point of doing a Swadhyay? Now you have to choose which path are you taking in life. Are you taking the path of surrender? Then Swadhyay is not going to help you. You have to just go back to the scriptures, just learn them, just follow them. If you believe that, okay, I have a role in my creation, then I have to understand myself. So there is something which is mentioned in the scriptures, but along with that, let me understand myself also. Then this kind of Swadhyay works for me. So we are not saying which Swadhyay is good or bad. The application is different. For those who have a complete faith in themselves and a complete faith in what is written in the books, okay, you follow that, it's absolutely fine. So you go through the text, just follow it to the T, you will reach the same result if you have the faith. But if you feel, no, there is something that I don't understand, or maybe I've misunderstood, let me work through the other way. Okay, then I need to do a Swadhyay. I need to find out what is it about me that does not allow me to do this, what is mentioned over here. Then you need to do the other kind of a Swadhyay. You find out what kind of a person you are. Do you want to take the responsibility of your life? Okay, then this Swadhyay is going to help you. If you want to just surrender everything and just follow somebody else's rules, fine, you take the other Swadhyay. refer to the scriptures. That's your choice. Again, I'm repeating, there is nothing right or wrong about it. It depends on how you see yourself, how you see life for you. I try to repair my car by myself. If it works, fine. If it is not working, I don't mess further with it. I take it to the garage. Same thing applies to me also. I try to work on my problems. If I'm able to work on it, fine. If it is not working, the problem is increasing, I need to go to some expert for that. I need to get trained in that concept of Swadhyay. Fine? Then we spoke something about the potentials. How we all have different potentials to create so many things in life. Okay? So right now, if I'm happy, fine, no problem. But if I'm not happy about something, I have some problems, it means some of my potentials are not being worked upon. Then I have to understand why things are not happening. So in this program, further on, we'll understand why things are not happening, where or why I'm getting into problems. But to work on problems, to create different possibilities, what should I be doing? First of all, I need to take responsibility for myself. This is my life. Whatever is occurring is my responsibility. So if something is not working according to my expectations, it is my responsibility to change that. And I need to own that responsibility for myself. Okay? At the same time, every responsibility comes with a risk. Okay? Now, if I'm really wanting to create something, I need to take that risk also. If the risk stops me, that's your choice. That is a choice that I have made. That the risk is important for me. Fine, you take the risk, something can be created. I don't take that risk, I won't take the responsibility, nothing may get created. Fine, you're okay with that, continue with that, it's okay. Fine? Okay, so any questions, anything before we end up over here? Anybody wants to say something, share something? Risk part, okay. What we said is that whenever we take a responsibility to create something, I have done my effort. What is the risk? It may happen, it may not happen.